So today we are starting a new mini-series where I will be guiding you through every single class in Rogue Company. And as you can see, probably from the title and the thumbnail, we will be focusing on the Breacher class today. So yeah, if you're a beginner, I highly think that you will learn something from this. If you are a veteran, I also think you'll learn something from this as well. And let me know down in the comments what you did learn. So, to understand the Breacher class, you first have to understand their roles as a Breacher. Breachers are to move forward and push past the defensive line with their utilities and abilities. That is the main reason why a Breacher is on the team, to really push past and leave an opening for their team to push and just follow up. The current Breacher list at time of this video going live, and also at the time of recording as well, the Breacher list consists of Glitch, Dima, Sigrid, and Switchblade. So these are the 4 breachers. So now let's move on to every single breacher and just really like what they do in the grand scheme of the breaching, rogues. So let's start out with Glitch. So Glitch can be built towards a passive side of the breaching, rogues. He can hack the entire map, which is really, really good for being able to take down utility and just, stopping whether that, APS system, that Mac light bomb, or even that Anvil shield. So this makes him really, really good for just leaving an opening of utility, and the enemy team cannot retaliate with any utility of their own. So therefore, it makes Glitch really, really prevalent, because you can hack, they can't do anything, they're literally just sitting ducks, and your team just rushes in there. And that is what makes Glitch so powerful. The problem with Glitch is that he really requires a team to follow up on the damage that he does with his ability. So that is something. So next up we have Dima. Dima can be built towards the front lines. His Merv launcher can be used to either split a team or down an enemy that may be staying within the Merv launcher range. However, he can stay further back with that Mamba or run close range with that KA-30, which recently got a buff, and it is a beast right now. I've tried it, it is absolutely awesome. So next up we have Sigrid. Sigrid is the rogue that requires the most close range. She literally has no option to be further back, and the reason is because her ability. Her ability is made to close the distance between your target and currently where you're standing. This is because she can't really take any damage from the front, so any type of shot or anything like that will just, fall onto the shield and it won't really do much. And so you can keep advancing and advancing and advancing. This also is indicated by her SMG, the D40C, which currently shreds up close and just even at that medium range as well. I think the problem with Sigrid, and the thing that many people have with Sigrid, is that she just is kind of easy to counter if you jump over her and just, are able to peek ahead. That is something that can be countered to Sigrid. But yeah, apart from that, Sigrid is a really good rogue for just being able to close that distance. And even if an enemy is a bit further back and you're just trying to close that distance, they may run away and just make the entire team reposition, which can be good for your own team as well. So the last rogue, but definitely not the least rogue, is Switchblade. Switchblade is the most momentum-based utility rogue. So Switchblade can follow up on pretty much any piece of utility that she uses due to her passive. And so if she chucks a flashbang in, she manages to get one person, she can instantly run faster to wherever she threw that flashbang to, and just be able to capitalize on that person not being able to see anything. That in itself is already really, really good. And so her being able to follow up on any piece of the utility that she does makes her as one of the rogues that she can actually solo carry as. So you can solo carry as Switchblade. Don't get me wrong, you can solo carry as any of the rogues, but most of the Breacher class require their teammates to back them up after their ability and other things like that. Switchblade can kind of do it herself, and so that is why if you really are looking to just have a single breacher, it would be Switchblade to really follow up and do that hard hitting damage after, maybe a flashbang or bounce grenade. Okay, so now let's move on to some breacher tips. So just general tips for any type of breacher, whether that be Glitch or Switchblade. So the first tip that I have as a breacher is to follow up with a team. And the reason why you need to follow up with a team, as I say this before, is because people like Sigrid and Dima may not always get a down. And that is the main thing. You will not always get it down with their abilities. And so that is why, even if you do get it down, you need to follow up on that down. Because if you stay back, then your hard work basically goes to waste, right? So you need to keep applying the pressure as a breacher. And so that's why following up as a team is really, really important. You need to have communication. You need to say, oh, I got this person down to one shot, push. Or that person's down, we still push, and stuff like that. So you need to understand that you need to capitalize on everything that you do. The next thing is aggression is key. Now, the only rogue that I really think can be exempted from this is Glitch. And the reason why is because Glitch isn't a frag rogue like Switchblade or Dima, where, you know, they can easily wipe people. Glitch is just there to take out utility from afar, which makes him one of the rogues that I think can be exempted from this, but aggression as Glitch can still be very welcome, and I think that that also is something that you shouldn't pull out of the picture as well. So yeah, aggression. You just really need to be aggressive. Like push, push, push. That's the main thing. The next thing is you need to understand your ability. Your ability isn't to, you know, wipe a team or anything like that. It is to make the team reposition or clear and cut corners of your own whilst using it. So what I mean by this is, for example, Dima's Merv Launcher can wipe a team. Yes, but it can also make the team reposition if they are fast enough to not get hit by the Merv Launcher. They will think, okay, then I have to push off this corner because the Merv Launcher is going to come in, right? The Merv Launcher comes in, that person pushes off that corner. What does that do? That leaves that corner exposed for a couple of seconds past the explosion, in which your team can then capitalize on that and move to a position where they may not see you, and that is something that is super, super key whilst using the ability. You can cut corners and just make the enemy team reposition. That is something that you should learn. So the next thing is utility dumping. So you need to understand this with your team, but every single rogue holds two pieces of utility, right? They hold two pieces of utility, and they can be stacked to either have, you know, 2 frag grenades, 2 Semtex grenades, or whatever, right? The point is that if you dump every single piece of utility that you have, let's say Glitch hacks, right, so the APSs and, you know, Anvil shield are down, right? Dima puts on his Merv Launcher, you know, fires it off. Switchblade puts on the rocket, fires it off. Bounce grenade, flashbang, you know, everything is just dumped onto a specific area. 9 times out of 10, whoever is in that area will die. The other 1%, or not the other 1%, the other 10%, or, you know, 1 out of 10, right? They will either move off the site, or they will somehow survive with some tenacity, stuff like that. You know, you never know, right? But that is something that you should learn. Utility dumping is so key to either get a pick or just make the enemy team just go nuts and fly back into their spawn. The next thing is the rogue that I'd recommend for beginners. So if you are a beginner, this is the rogue I'd recommend for you, and that is Dima. So Dima is obviously first unlocked when you start out the game, but he's also really good just in general because he runs the KA-30. He also has that Merv Launcher, which you then can learn to, you know, use picks and stuff like that, which are really, really good. So just generally, you need to understand that Dima is the best rogue for beginners. For higher advanced players and other things like that, I think, honestly, Switchblade is a good pick, or even Glitch, if you really understand what you're doing. Now, the last but definitely not least tip that you want to understand, and this is especially in ranked, is you need to know or target the Anvil. Now, if they don't have an Anvil on the team, then you're absolutely fine. But an Anvil can be so detrimental to what you're doing. And the reason is because Anvil is immune to flashbangs. So your flashbangs go to waste. That's starters, right? Second thing, Anvil runs 2 APSs. This is really good. Now, other rogues run 2 APSs. So, you know, I guess that's not really special. But the 2 APS system will be really good. They will be able to, I think they have like 4 things that they can take out. So that is something that needs to be kept in mind. And the last thing is that he has a shield, 2 shields, right? This is where it is really, really interesting, because with 2 shields, if you manage to get the bomb down on the bomb site, he can then put the shield up and you can't do anything because you probably would have used all utility trying to get to that site, right? So you need to either understand where the Anvil is or target him because he is your biggest threat. So Anvil can be super detrimental to any attacking team. It doesn't necessarily have to go to breaches, but if you are attacking in ranked, Anvil is the person that you want to, you know, target or at least know where he is. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you learned something new, please subscribe because I do daily Rogue Company content, and we will be doing educational education like videos like this, for like 2 times a week. So yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's daily upload. Bye bye.